one of our native praying mantises. I'm going to go take her outside where she's safe. Twilight, dawn, and I love how those purples and pinks are looking over there. I'm sure this video doesn't even do it justice. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, August the 30th, and it is the last day of the work week. And it is also payday, yay, for the first time since May 15th, which is great. I am obviously in my office. I have already prepped my stuff to go to class. I've got some applications for my students that are wanting to go on the trip. I am thinking about how I want to organize my majors, or not my majors class, at my life sciences class today. I think I'm going to finish up with my lecture and then do some practice problems, but I want to show them a really cool video of a woman who is an overtone singer. I think I've shared it on here on a podcast before, but if not, overtone singing is where it's kind of like Tibetan mouth music, where they use their throat as a resonance chamber. They also use their mouth. And the throat makes the lower droning sound, and then the way they shape their mouth will cause these overtones or these higher tones to be emitted at the same time. And it's a really sort of mesmerizing sound. But there's a woman, I think her first name is Natasha, I can't remember her last name. She has this very beautiful piece called Into the Light, where she's doing overtone singing. And there's also some tutorial videos if you ever want to try it online as well, if you just go to YouTube and you look for overtone singing. I apologize for yesterday for being kind of down and out toward the end of the day. I let things get in my head, and at the end of the day, my worth is defined by me and not by other people wanting to have dinner with me or mow my yard or even acknowledging the fact that I've helped them. I don't help people for the kudos. I do it because it's the right thing to do. And also, too, sometimes people don't see eye to eye on different methodologies, like teaching or horse training or whatever. And, I try to do what's best for the horse and the rider, and I try to do what's best for my students, and I try to do what's best for me. And sometimes people don't agree with me, and that's their prerogative. But in a lot of cases, I'm proven to be on the right side of things, and that makes me feel a little bit better. But, at the end of the day, my worth is up to me to decide. And so I just have to remember that, to take back my power and not to let people get to me too much, because it can keep you awake. And it did for a while for me last night, until I finally went, why are you worrying about this stuff? Why do you worry about this? Why do you care? And just kind of had to set it aside. And I think that's only human. We tend to all be that way to a degree. We want, it's human nature to want to be accepted and appreciated and loved. And when we don't get that, sometimes it eats at us, I think, a little bit. And usually it's not that you're not appreciated or loved. It's that maybe you took things harder or more personally than it was intended, and you just have to step back and ask yourself why it bothers you so much. Anyway, I'm here. I am getting around in my office. I have a department meeting today at 1, and then I'm going to go over and treat Bo's foot. It turns out that he also has an abscess in his right front foot. So what I'm going to do, he's going to be on a course of antibiotics, but what I'm also going to do is to soak his foot and try to give him a little comfort that way. And then the kids are going to be practicing for play day, but Flame with her inflamed hocks, I don't want to push her too much until I'm able to get those injected with some, basically it's a steroid like they would do in a person for a knee or a hip or a back issue. And then I'll have to make sure I monitor her. I'm going to find out if there are some supplements that I could feed her to kind of help, because what we don't want that turning into is arthritis. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I'm at this morning. I appreciate those of you who have hung with me through all this Vlogust. I know it's sometimes not the most exciting stuff, and sometimes I let it get to me that I would like my podcast to grow a little bit, but I realize that I'd rather have a few viewers that are really good ones than a lot of viewers that are not so good. And because I don't dye yarn or write patterns or whatever, maybe people don't think that I'm worth watching, but I try to teach y'all about some science, so I think that's worth it. But anyway, I hope y'all are all doing well this morning. I'm going to go and get ready for class, so I will check in back with y'all in a little bit. Well, I found me something to carry my chalk and erasers in. I had some of these in my office, and I thought, well, why not use a Halloween pumpkin? That's perfect, right? So that's what I'm going to use to carry my office or my chalk and eraser into class every day, so I don't forget it and leave it there. We found this little garden spot back here as we were coming in from lunch. I mean, we kind of knew it was here, but I guess the biology department is in charge of this, so we're looking at all the pretty flowers. And they've got a garden friend too. So, you're going to use your Seek app and see if it works. Pretty flowers.
It's the yellow.
Well, I'm killing a little bit of time after lunch before the faculty meeting by working on my Tempestry project. I am almost through June, so you can see where I'm at here. I was knitting, and I noticed I had knitted a piece of my hair into the fabric of this. I guess that's the hazards of being a long-haired knitter. You knit a little bit of yourself into everything you make, right? So I am actually on June the 20th, which was a day where the temperature was 101 degrees. So I am switching to this purple color, which is called Columbine, to map that out. So I am working on that because I had a few minutes before our faculty meeting to go to. And over lunch, we talked about my friend Dana, the college secretary, is a crocheter also, and she is going to learn to Tunisian crochet. And we were watching some videos about that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And also, I have finally made good on my threat. I ordered myself a beginning tatting kit. I have never tried to tat in my life, but I ordered a shuttle tatting kit, and so we will see how that goes. I'll keep y'all updated about that on the podcast. So anyway, I'm going to try to speed through the rest of this page here, and that will get me through June the 25th. And I will check in with y'all probably after the faculty meeting. Working Bo in some side reins to start building his back strength up. What this does is it makes him travel more collected and strengthens his back, which makes him less sore. So he's just getting used to it right now. My evil plan is working to convert everyone to English. Good. She's putting her head down. When she puts her head down like that, I want you to scritch her and praise her. Okay, that's good. That's what we want. So continue to use your body. Yes, she's starting to do it. Good, good. Continue to use your hips like you're trying to move something heavy forward and push her into that bridle. Yes. Good. Keep her going. Push her over. There you go. Now let's see what she thinks about a trot. Going just like that. Good. That's pretty. Good. And praise her every once in a while so she knows she's doing right. Good. That's pretty, Zoe. Now after you pass the door over here, ask for a trot. If she gives it to you without fussing and griping, tell her good girl. Okay, trot. No. Tell her no. Try it again. No. She doesn't get to do that. Trot. Trot. Okay, you've asked twice. Now you got to mean it. Bumper. There you go. Watch your outside leg and make sure you're on the correct posting. Trot. Make her go. You got to mean it. There you go. Get her going. Good. Now bring her back to the walk. Praise her. Now, let's try, when we get right over here, I want you to ask her for a trot again. And ask her clearly. So clearly say trot and apply pressure. Trot. Praise her. How's that saddle feeling? Feel weird? Okay, good. Pretty sad when you don't check your mail for several days and all you get's your junk. Anyway, I am home and I am going to go around and feed everybody, and I got everybody a special treat tonight, so we're going to give them those. One of the people at the barn was talking about needing alfalfa cubes, and unfortunately I didn't get their message till after I left the feed store, but I stopped by another feed store and picked up some because I thought, you know, my rabbits haven't had any in a while, and the chickens and Penny might like some too. So these are just compressed bits of alfalfa, and I give them to my rabbits as a chew, and it helps their teeth. Ooh, what's that? Did I make you nervous talking to you? It's okay. Whoa, that's exciting. Hello. Is that good stuff? Oh yes. Chew, chew, chew. Good boy. What a good baby. The Three Musketeers here are telling me that I should have fed them first, and they're complaining loudly as I'm walking around feeding. They're following me going, hey, lady, you should have fed us first. Yeah. Well, please excuse me for being a sweaty mess here. I just came straight in and started feeding and watering, and I just got the dogs all back in. I wanted to share with you guys, some of you probably are already aware of it, and I'd heard about it, but I hadn't tried it. The Seek app, S-E-E-K. It's an app that you can use where you use the camera on your phone, and it accesses libraries and can identify plants and trees and flowers and bugs and all different kinds of stuff. I know it's not 100%, but it's sure really cool. Some of y'all may remember Leaf Snap, which was kind of a predecessor to Seek. And Seek's a lot of fun because you learn new stuff. I've been going around my yard. I'd played with it once a long time ago, or a while back, and then I'd not really paid much attention to it, but I've been having fun this afternoon going around my yard identifying some of the things that are in it. So I'm going to just keep doing that. But it's the Seek app, and it was a free app. I think there's an upgrade that you can pay for, but yeah, it's pretty fun. A quick clip to close out this Friday night Vlogust. I'm pretty tired, so I didn't get much accomplished tonight after I got in from the barn, but we've got a play day tomorrow, so we'll look forward to seeing y'all then. Bye.